opening pressure that Thieves were able to throw up against Optic. Likely again, running that 3 AR setup. Will we see Kenny perform at the level that we need to if you're a Thieves fan? To really make sure that this superstar lineup holds all the power that is built on paper. We've got Carolina Royal Ravens taking on the LA Thieves in our second match. Let's get it on.
Battle of the big dogs versus the underdogs. The big dogs are already trying to take a lot of space from the middle of the map, but the underdogs clear out mid-space. All four dead, early control of P1.
The hold percentage for the Ravens is what you really need to keep your eye on. Over 80%. They have looked unbelievable here, and a lot of it has to do with just manipulating the map and finding opportunities to put the Thieves in the worst positions possible. Good opening start, and you're able to lock things down as we get to the last 20 seconds of the first hill.
Yeah, now it's a battle off the rotation towards P2, so you see Hydra starting to edge out through connector. And Ravens for now are more than happy to just not allow Thieves to get any time off of this middle HP, but a BZ strikes with 2. Craze keeping them off the time, and he pops a double. And now with 10 seconds left, we gotta start thinking about that next HP, but you can test that hold. Now your teammates are gonna be late, but you still have the positionings that you want.
Everything cleared out at mid for Thieves, but largely focusing on this solar push through over to P2. Exceed the first one here. No trophy systems yet, so stuns and nades are a big threat. Little Hail Mary over the top for Exceed, trying to drop this over the top, and it does connect with Lurks finding another. So even though Thieves find a good kill feed, Hardpoint stays open.
Yeah, Hardpoint stays open, and at least for now, Ravens have the spawns that they want, but it's a battle of these gunfights, playing keep away. Hydra in the time for now on 3 in a row. Just hoping that your ARs can watch over these lanes. His stuns and nades are connected, but still the numbers in favor of these. They are holding.
Yep, Kenny, nice start for him. Oh, nice shots onto Exceed falling off the panels. So that's going to be enough for the Thieves to tie and take the lead as we get to the last 20 seconds of P2. Ravens need to make a decision here with 20 seconds left. How do you want to set yourself up? May not even get a chance to because Kenny's on 4 in a row.
They haven't got that aggressive up on the map, but 2 players still are going to spawn all the way out if you are the Ravens. So you have the numbers off this rotation. Now it's going to fall into the hands of Hydra and Scrapped, who was blessed with this opportunity towards the backside of P3. Ravens now on the back foot, half pressure around the back door, but Thieves are in early.
Big moment here for Craze and Lurks. The only 2 Ravens members behind the hill have to finesse and play their lives. Exceed will spawn close, but Nero is still trying to get across the middle of the map. He's already shut down. So now you have to try to find a break from the backside of this play. Craze with the opener, but shut down. Hydra watching the back door. Good help from Scrap, and the Thieves will hold.
And now they stabilize on the map. All 4 are dead. You know, all your focus now needs to be towards the back door. So just dodge the stuns and nades for as long as you possibly can. Just making sure you're not allowing anyone to set up a play on the pitch. That's what Nero is looking for, but everyone is falling. A teammate isn't going to play a part because Thieves still have the numbers to fight it. It's a one-on-one.
Kenny turning around, but not able to get the best of Craze. So 20 seconds, not the worst news overall for Carolina, considering they were put in an absolute blunder trying to hit through that back door. Little route out of a BZ off the off spawn. Going to be able to catch some rotations over to 4. So yes, the scrap time goes to Carolina, but the rotation will be won by the Thieves.
Yeah, heavily won by the Thieves. You just had a BZ hit that re-wrap. A dirty pinch to get the information to give it to his teammates, but up by 20. Set up here at the P4 with a BZ still behind enemy lines. Craze finds the opening to work the angle. Now you need to step up the pressure if you're Ravens.
Yeah, what happens to the spawns here? The Ravens will still be spawning out towards the top side of the map. A BZ caught at mids, trying to work his way back to the hard point, and Craze somehow finds 2. Scrap a little bit of damage into the hard point, but no one there to contest the Thieves. They're already getting broken from the front, and they're losing spawns. Kenny trying to pick up on it on 2 in a row, but he's being pressured out, and the Thieves have to try to stabilize and catch a breath, and they may have gotten one as Hydra saves the day.
Yeah, Kenny draws the attention, opens up the lane for a BZ, spawns a couple players out, but a BZ doesn't win that gunfight. You still got Kenny on the opposite side, beaming 15-7, 4 in a row. Back spawn secure for the Thieves, and they're still running up that score.
Yeah, really good moment right there for LA. Meanwhile, on the other side, sure, we've had some good performances and some good moments from Craze, but Exceed is having an uncharacteristically slow start, just 5 and 11. He is getting a lot of hard point time, but we need to start seeing that AR light up if Carolina want to get this thing back to level terms.
Yeah, that was the difference the last time that they matched up. The ARs played extremely well on the side of Carolina. Both over a 1.0 KD, and even though you're only down by 20, you have time to turn it around. A teammate isn't going to help you, and not Thieves trying to break through mid.
Well, we'll see what happens. Thieves with the numbers trying to find their way in. We'll jump aside and take a listen at it with the LA Thieves comms.
I got me. I'm nading. Hit a trophy. I'm 1 minute. I'm on the side. I'm 1 HP. They can hit the side right now. Could be out there side of me, bro. Someone.
Top ring jumped out. Mid.
There's other.
Nice. Mid.
Missing one. Great. Let's get that. Make sure you get a touch. I have all up, bro. I have all up.
Sunny front, right? They need
Left
front.
of me, T. Dead. Nice. I'm on time. I have all up.
Keep blocking her.
Yeah, left of me.
Give me a light, something.
They're going mid. Gotta be going mid.
Give me a light, something.
I have it.
Top ring locks is up. Locks is
One's our hop. I'm near the side.
Watch your light. Right to mid.
Long and light.
Nice, shut up. One more time.
Right one, we got. Right one.
Take your time. One direct zone.
Watch for you, Paco. Playing for you.
Play.
Low floor assumption.
He went to you. I got time.
Alright, bet.
He's still with
One ring, I think.
Nice. What can this one behind us?
Yeah,
Lower right.
I'm gonna get right,
No, one P4 right now. P4 coming out the front door.
One shot.
Two ring.
He's going long.
Take our time. Two ring.
On the ground.
We're gonna need time. Let's go.
One's our side new. One shot.
Nice. Give me a right corner.
Nice. Sail line.
One shot. 1 EP. I know 1 EP. He's trying to tell it.
Yeah, just sail line. No, someone.
Hey, watch.
Stay down.
Stay down.
That's guy outer. There's one
He went the top. I got time. I have to make every time, Fritz. I'm probably getting that one.
One top.
I'm out.
I need one under them.
Let's make it.
Top inner one shot.
Top better. Shot this guy in.
We'll keep it looking. I'm playing close on one shot.
Big moment in this game, Thieves, with a lead that continues to grow. Plus, they have P3 to their back. Need Carolina to find some sort of a break, and we'll jump over to see how the Ravens are coming.
I'm trying to go.
I got backdoor cut. Backdoor, two backdoor. One shot, I need help.
Scrap one shot. Be take, guys.
Top window, one shot, Paco. Look at both top window.
Yeah, be take,
Top
guys.
window, one shot.
Yo, I spawned the back.
You can move your top window. Alright, I spawned
Scrap down to the
back.
back.
We should collapse.
Nice.
I'm rolling your bottom. Last guy.
He's a monster. No,
I got time.
Yo, scrap front boxing. Kenny boxing. Yo, I'm giving up the back.
One more mid. He's mid. We should chow it front. We should chow it out. That's too dead.
I'm trying the back. Two the back, guys. Three the back. Hydra, BC scrap.
I don't see anything front.
Backdoor, Hydra.
Three the back.
Hydra on it.
They're flooding. You're missing one. Yo, front window. We front window.
Window, last guy.
I'm chowing window, guys. Oh, wait, window. He's doing the hop shit. Scrap. Top window, guys.
Guys.
Yep. Set over.
They didn't build.
I can dish. Go block. You gotta block.
I'm not right.
Back the ring. They gotta go solar.
Nothing's right.
Nothing's on the back.
What's in that boxes right now? I'm backing up. I'm playing safe.
Do you have left cross? I didn't make close
Yeah,
mid.
yeah.
They're gonna play for me low ring. I'm backing all the way up.
I'm on my
It
close
could be
front
ring.
door.
Yeah.
Two left.
Okay.
Guys.
I got your deep over. I got over. Top ring.
Marco's front door. Nice.
Stay up.
Alright,
I'm coming through solar.
Back door. One shot time. You went front time. Time. Yo, I'm the back. I'm one shot.
Weak as fuck. One shot time. One shot.
There's
Two
spawning.
on time. Two on time.
It's good. Okay, you're good. Marco, back to time.
There it is.
Back to time.
I'm dating time.
I still back to time.
Front door.
Yo, right.
Carolina trying to hang on, but the Thieves continue to find these critical breaks. Every second a big one as they get closer and closer to the 200-point mark.
Yeah, and it's been Hydra every single time. 2 kills in the feed, 3 kills sometimes in the feed. He's just popping pieces, even from the front door, to hold down setups that are not supposed to be held on to. And now Ravens, off the back foot, down by 40, are still in the mix of this. They were able to soak up a majority this time last go-around at P5. And the trophy system to play, you're hoping that you get more, but the 2 kills go initially to Thieves. The break is early.
Yeah, nice little split moment here for Thieves. Trying to clear out the top middle of the map. Scrap able to slide away, keep his life, and still find the elimination on to Exceed. Holy, so now 3 in a row for Scrap. Damage up top to Lurks, and that's enough for Hydra to go chase down the kill, finish it off, and the Thieves looking comfortable with 30 seconds still to fight.
Yeah, and it's again Hydra popping a multi-kill in the kill feed through top mid. And now Ravens don't just want to funnel their way through bottom dirt, and now you're forced to make that play. And it's just not going to lead to early breaks. Someone needs to find an opening, narrow through top mid, gets one. The trade goes down for the final potential 15 seconds. But you can't keep taking 15 and expect to beat this team.
Yeah, you've got to find a big moment here on 1, moving over to 2 if you're Carolina. Otherwise, this game may come to a swift conclusion. And how critical would that be for Thieves to start off this series? Hydra red down towards Tank. Numbers now for Carolina over P1. aBeZy shutting down a play over towards window side, though, has Craze looking to try to clear out the hard point, and he's good for a couple. Carolina still in the hill for now.
Just keep on staying alive, sit behind the blue barrel. Allow Craze to be the initiator, but now Hydra off the jump up does catch one. So it's 3v3, still contesting around this mid-map area. Kenny finds a trade. Lurrus is still flying and frying, but it's Thieves come on out on top in the gunfights. They get the break, they can still close it out here.
Yeah, and Exceed is just getting absolutely rinsed. 14 and 27, just does not feel like he can find rhythm against all these ARs of the Thieves right now. 20 seconds to fight. LA could still win the game here. Scrap on forward, a row shut down by Craze. Cut it over towards staircase side, but he can only do so much. So Kenny now over to the hard point, and Exceed finally able to find himself a moment. 2 in the feed, but you got to find way more than that. aBeZy back over to the SMG. LA could still win here, but you also have Scrap pressure in rotation. Carolina will see another hill.
Yeah, Nero wins the one-on-one off the rotation, so now it's all about cutting down the rest through mid connector. So rotation secured by the Ravens, but when you have this much of a lead, Hydra can start to work on these routes. Thankfully, he's spotted out by Exceed, so you're not going to allow him to be the playmaker that he wanted to be. And you can't get the trade. That is unacceptable, and now Thieves should get the break and close it out.
Next level finesse from Hydra. Holy cow. What a statement there at the end, and Scrap's gonna let him know about it, but Hydra and Kenny came out with some fuego here in map 1.
And they just played exposure, and Kenny, when they were starting to talk about these potentially having a roster change, you see them on that map, and what Kenny was able to do, be the enabler early off the rotation. Eventually, you're going to put in more practice and look a lot more polished on it. AR just dominated for the Thieves. On the opposite side for Carolina, you're late to a couple punches, and that's just because the gunfights aren't as easy for you that they were for the Thieves. So Thieves, perfect answer. You're 1 and 6 in opening hard points. You instantly change the story as soon as you step in the building.
On a map that Carolina was looking to really set the tone on for this series. They would have loved to have seen exposure just based on what their record looked like online, but that was the big point. We said it when we watched this particular Thieves team with 3 ARs in hand. Kenny was able to catch flow. aBeZy getting a lot of credit for having that flexibility between second SMG or third AR. May not have had the greatest stat line overall, but Kenny puts up 33, 26 non-traded, top damage, and 2 minutes and 10 seconds in the hill. That is exactly what you're looking for out of Ken.
Yeah, just consistency out of ARs, especially on a map like Exposure, where a lot of these gunfights are long distance. But it also helps when Hydra's clearing out as much space as he was.
Yeah.
Just taking angles that you're going to catch them off guard with, multi-kill after multi-kill. You just never had the number situation, even off the rotation, because you're always losing that initial gunfight if you were the Ravens.
Yeah.
ARs just need to step up going forward.
Yeah, I mean, that really is the big key. It's Hydra clearing out space, in particular, on a road route, on rotation, winning a 1v1, so now all of your ARs can just hold an L trigger. Clean, easy, simple. Easier said than done, though, I think, for most. But you're absolutely right. So many moments, I think, as well, where Carolina are making the right moves, whether it's trying to counter-break setups or trying to reflip spawns, but then it's Hydra inside the hard point, finessing for another double. It's just everything working right there for LA, and a huge opening for map number 1.
Yeah, and they gave themselves an opportunity if you were the Ravens. Second go around, we have P3 this time. We soak up a majority of that time, and we have the rotation of P4 down 20. But it's just we couldn't hold the pressure through the front door, which is unbelievable.
Yeah.
Hydra just slides on in, pops multi-kill after multi-kill, spawns them all the way across the map.
Come on, man.
And you break them down on a hard point where even you had the spawn, you still couldn't get time there. So get up and talk a little bit of smack. First one of the season there for Scrap. But that one's got to feel good and just get that opening map underneath your belt.
Yeah, and you're seeing literally everyone around you doing their job and doing it at a very high level. So clean stuff for the Thieves. Again, a nice little tight spread early, but it really is just that second rotation that starts to open things up. Again, the gap just continues to go 40-20, 40-20, 40-20. Carolina just not quite able to get in the right spot. So now you ask the question, how do you jump back into what was your success story in the last time you faced the Thieves? Winning both Search and Destroys. Both of them are gruelers though. Round 10, round 11 affair. And now we're seeing a new map in the instance that we will be jumping over to a den. I know that both teams are familiar here, but I think Thieves are happy to have it.
Oh, without question, it's your most reps that you've had on the season on a specific search and destroy map. You're really touching on the desk. They have 3 S&Ds that they don't even have a win on. So the fact that you get your most played, even though you don't have a positive record on it, you know, it's just a couple small adjustments that you need to make. Because this is a heavy bounce back map for Carolina, and they usually do it with the pressure, especially on the defensive end. Ever since the seed has been added to the building for this lineup, you're getting more consistent in not only overload, but specifically search and destroy because of his sniper play.
Yeah.
He's single-handedly shutting down one of these sites and allowing the SMGs to be the aggressors that they want to be. You need to have that same success here because Scrap on the other side isn't going to give up free
Oh,
ones.
no, absolutely not. And again, it's just, you look at the longevity of this series layout, you still have to look at a map 4 that we have not seen out of Carolina yet. So you go back to the idea that you just got beat down on the Scar overload last time you played Thieves. That's going to live in your head just a little bit, but then you also have to follow that up with a map 4 you've never seen in at least official play. So it does make, I think, this map really create a huge story towards you have to kind of win it.
Oh, yeah.
Give yourself some freedom to hopefully get to a map 5 affair, but it really, I feel like, does rely on what are we going to get out of Exceed, because he was not present in map number 1 to the same level that we expected to.
Yeah, you need him to have his impact. Not only with a sniper, but even with an AR in hand at times, running around with this team, playing to their advantages. Because when we went back and watched the series, they're very quick of picking up the information and using it to their advantage. Even in situations where they get early first blooded, okay, that guy's on that side of the map, so we have a 3v2 or a 3v3, still gives us a chance at clutching these rounds. And with the experience that Exceed has, that's what he's hoping to bring here in a must-win, then search and destroy. Because you can't go down 0-2 like you said, with the back of your mind. That Scar overload, you got destroyed last go around.
That's absolutely right. For all of you stats junkies out there, both teams very successful in converting off of first blood success in the opening duel win percentage, especially on this map. So how often will that first blood dictate the outcome of each of our rounds? Interesting little setup here for LA, showing a lot of force through A. Scrap, obviously stunned at mid, has Carolina looking towards the A side of the map, but the bomb is leaning B for maybe a late wrap here.
Yeah, we're just trying to draw the attention for the Ravens because they initially start off by taking all that space away at B. But now it's a guessing game. What are they trying to do? 3 players over towards the A side, but bomb slowly but surely working its way over towards this B site. The Crazy just waiting for his teammates to give him a comm so he knows which direction to go.
Yeah, Kenny's already been tagged, so Carolina's got their eyes up at A, and there's first blood. Kenny will drop, and Carolina are still completely flooded at the middle of the map. Scrap's gonna have to hit a shot, and a little bit wide on that one, now low. Here comes the chase down for Carolina. They're gonna find Hydra, and the whole time, Abizi has just not been able to do what he's been meant to do.
Because Carolina didn't give up anything for free. Now Abizi technically in a 1v3, 20 seconds. Bomb in hand. Can still get it done and is able to get some information and get out of dodge. So gonna get a free B bomb plan off.
He's got both sets of utility to play with as well, so has tools to utilize to try to finish this 1v3. Sets up his post plant. Carolina trying to retake through. Exceed just watching the exit from mid. Nero, the first for the forward player. And Abizi now keeps his gun up. Shots are out, and that's an easy follow-up for Exceed. That honestly is just LA cannot pull the defense back over to check the A side to get scrapped that free first blood with the scope.
Yeah, they definitely pulled the defense. They just didn't have the angles that they wanted for those gunfights. It turned into a 3v3. Abizi was uncontested at that site. It's just once those gunfights start going down, he can't really think about that objective. He has to get himself into the mix. It's just unfortunate by the time he gets into the mix, it's a 1v3.
Yeah.
So just playing it patient there for the Ravens. And I love the early tone setting round. This is what they do in Search and Destroy. This is why they're undefeated, because they're not allowing you to be the initiator on the play call. No, we're taking map away, and then you're going to play off of what we want you to do.
Yeah, how big is that? That Craze is also able to get through mid.
Yep.
It gives Carolina something to play off of. Okay. A little game of chess starting to develop very early on, as now Carolina are just going to go with a whole heavy-handed approach, and this is what they love to do. We know we're going to have numbers if we just take all 4 players forward. Stun eventually able to connect onto Abizi, but not before the trade comes out, and that will slow down this approach at A. But Scrap on the long pinch already been read, and then the rest of the Carolina Ravens over the top of the site. Clean up. Easy.
Don't waste no time. What do Thieves like to do early on a defensive round? Spread setup. So if we just go forward towards one direction and we find the opening kill, we already find ourselves in an advantageous position. I thought Scrap was going to make a very big impact on that pitch, but somehow, some way he was spotted without finding anything. And then Exceed the Burger King Happy to be back in the league. S&D is what he thrives in. Quickly 2-0 for Ravens.
And we saw this with Carolina on Colossus when they played Thieves last time. When they hit these four-man hits quickly, and you get that first blood, you can free someone to watch that pinch dedicatedly. So a lot of the things that we had seen from these two teams prior starting to show up early. Different look here for the Ravens. Exceed trying to snipe through Dojo, freeing up the SMGs to move forward, and it's another one of those little, all right, I got you, push up, take your numbers. Hydrant on the last one left, just trying to smoke himself out, but it's just already over.
It's just the same exact setup they came out on the opening defense. We're taking B-site away from you. You're not going to have the space to work it. I'll let the game clock tick down to allow your SMGs to get lost. No, we're making the play come to us. Exceed snipes over his SMGs. Craze fights for the first blood. Lurks instantly there for the second. That's a 4v1 with Hydra stuck at mid-statue. Both teams are phenomenal on defense, but just the aggression for the Ravens allowed them to dictate how the SD is going to be played.
Yeah. And it puts you in a really tough spot if your Thieves trying to
100%.
adjust to that. Because, like, now we have to change our entire first setup. 3-0 up early for the Ravens. Next offensive approach. And Thieves are saying, you want to play with some tempo? We'll try. Hydra falls first blood. Exceed not quite able to snap on over, but this is what you expect from Carolina, trying to back out of the play and set up someone else. But aBeZy and Kenny get the trades, and numbers all of a sudden are with the Thieves.
Yeah, you find early first blood, but then two individual gunfights. Cost you the man advantage. Now for the Ravens, Craze and Exceed. Exceed with the sniper pistol in hand. Crazy just trying to clear out as much space as he possibly can through bottom mid, but everybody else on the Thieves is active on the pitch.
Yeah. Craze knows he has to try to make some sort of a play. Exceed is going to stick for the plant, and at least he gets it down. Whoa, somehow gets away for a moment, but this is a tough post-plant position for Craze to watch from, and yeah. Going to try to make a hero play. It's being watched, though, and no worries for aBeZy. Really good response from Thieves, considering the opening first blood was very easy for Ravens.
Oh yeah, big shout out to Ravens, just giving you one-on-one gunfights even in the man advantage. No need to take that extra step if you are Lurks or Narrow. But you give it to them, and Thieves capitalize on it. And as soon as they find themselves in the numbers advantage, they don't waste any time. They're like, all right, we have the numbers. Let's instantly work this pinch. If they run into us, we have the advantage. And now you just catch the bomb planter with his pants down. And with 30 seconds left, you know Craze likes to move around the map. Everyone's holds down to pre-in. And Thieves finally put one on the board.
Yeah, if Craze is still alive in an odd man situation, he's going to try to make a play.
Yeah,
because you have to. But he's not afraid to try to get those opening steps done. So good read from the Thieves, getting themselves on the board. And now it's really down to what do you want to do from this offensive side? You really haven't been able to get Scrap going with the scope at all. Can't you just try something with a little bit extra tempo? Nade and stun over towards mid, and yeah, it looks like Thieves are just going to use the bullheaded approach of just ramming it over to A, and they might find Nero for first blood. They do. Scrap in some trouble. Lurks looking for the trade, and we'll find it. 3v3, fight not done as Hydra gets the next one. Maybe more beyond that, but will fall off the map. Still all things told, numbers with Thieves for the 1v2 now for Exceed.
Exceed as a sniper. So how does he decide to play this? So you could be the aggressor, potentially not have it for the rest of the map, but you could just slide out and get a quick scope. Does not matter. Thieves still walk away with the round, and Kenny's just got to laugh that one off.
It's like, bro, what? Yeah. Silly stuff, but it's aBeZy. Quick to get the response just before Exceed could slide away. 7-3 for aBeZy. A lot of it coming lately as well. Keep in mind, he was gifted the defuse, plus he's got the plant, and now he's on, what, 5 in a row? He very well may be one off from getting that Hellstorm.
Yeah, just off the plants. I'm pretty sure you don't get any points off the defusing, but the objective play on 5 in a row. aBeZy definitely working towards a cruise missile. If he can pick it up, but that's now 2 rounds in a row for Thieves. Going for the spread setup again, but this time they're aggressive through the middle of the map. Hydra has so much information.
Problem is, Nero, I think, read this push-up from Thieves. Smoke trying to congest this look through Dojo, but it will dissipate, and the Thieves are going to try to re-wrap back over. No plant yet. Craze on the corner. Shots coming through. A couple of tags as aBeZy's now stuck, but you need to try to find some sort of elimination here. Craze is a little bit stuck, isolated, and aBeZy knows it. Finds the first blood. Easy follow-up from the Thieves, and aBeZy's now on 7 in a row. Look at the last as well. aBeZy taking over.
Yeah, he's guaranteed got that Hellstorm now. You can always count on aBeZy to show why he's been a pro for so long and one of the best at it. Not afraid of a challenge. Craze puts down shots, has him trapped in the corner. The regen comes in and then instantly goes for the gunfight and wins it. Second guy weak, third guy even weaker. aBeZy, the turning point for the Thieves in this search and destroy on what, 10 in a row?
10.
Yeah, Hellstorm more in tie game.
7 or 8 in a row, but 10 and 3 overall. But I love that call from Thieves. Just knowing that Craze is stuck. They didn't get the first blood they were hoping for. We have to go now. Yeah, 8 in a row for aBeZy. 3 rounds on the bounce, and Hydra's gotten first blood through mid. Craze was trying to get aggressive. He had help from Lurks and Exceed, but it doesn't matter. And now it's a 4v3 for LA's offense.
Yeah, now Exceed needs to back up from Dojo. Don't want to get isolated. Hydra gets information on the pinch. Now you're just going to work this objective down. Ravens need to try to find a successful retake because this will be 4 rounds in a row for the Thieves.
And they have a late trophy system to enforce this post-plant setup. And you can see it. It is in full lockdown mode. Play your trades if you're Thieves. Someone's going to have to find an opening double. Here comes the play from the front. Kenny not able to get too much done, but the trade is there for Strap. aBeZy still waiting to find his moment, and there it is! aBeZy just absolutely dunking on Carolina, 12 and 3.
Yeah, 4 in a row now for the Thieves. Teamwork is making the dream work, and right now Ravens are steering away from what found them so much success in Search and Destroy, which is team pushes. Craze just gets isolated at mid-statue. I think Lurks and Exceed, watching over with an AR, just did not have the angles. So you give it the first blood, you gain information that they were working on the pinch, instantly get the bomb down and play your post plant with a man up. And you also got aBeZy alive now on 10 in a row.
Yep. Hydra making the play call here for this next round for LA. It looked like all 3 other Thieves members looking over to him. So what is Hydra trying to cook up here? He's going to go by himself to B. LA just showing at least some contact looks over the middle of the map. Hydra going to counter a smoke with a smoke. He's able to find first one plus a second. Isolating it. Does he do it all himself? One more in front. He wants it. Pistol out, moving quickly, but Kenny finds the kill on the Lurks, and there's nowhere for Carolina to go.
And they use the Hellstorm on that round. Hydra gives the information. The play is coming over on this side of the map, but just the smoke grenade that Hydra invests. You're thinking if you're Carolina, no, they're trying to retake us immediately, and there has to be more than just one. So you go for the push through, and you walk right into the pre-aim of the French Phenom. And he basically calls the round right here. aBeZy didn't even have to get a kill with the Hellstorm. He could have saved it for the next round.
What a play call. 5 in a row for LA. aBeZy still 12 and 3. And a chance to send us to the break in convincing form if they can find a way to win round 9 here. Carolina looking for some aggression through B. On an island would be Nero. And for LA, they're just spreading and taking their time.
Yeah, no need to rush anything. Just looking for some information and then going to capitalize off of it. And you can already see what it's doing to the Ravens on the defensive approach. Lurk is going to potentially be isolated over towards this B side.
Hold that.
And Nate's just going to back him down from top window.
It's Hydra forward. Nero trying to throw a counter nade. Hydra taking some pretty significant damage, but still alive to tell the tale. aBeZy, some trouble here. Has help around the corner. Up and over. Lurks has no idea how that just happened. 3v3. Craze in some trouble down low. Hydra patient. Now 4 in a row for him. Not that it may make a difference. It's a 3v2.
They're just forcing gunfights we don't need to force. Now man advantage for Thieves. Bomb going to be down over towards this B side, but you're looking to make up for it if you are Nero. Just got to predict the right corner. And Hydra sitting nice and comfy in the smoke.
Here it comes, dissipates. Nero, I don't believe, saw Hydra, just clears his corner, finds kill number 5. Last one to grab his Exceed, nowhere to go. 6 rounds in a row. Carolina come out and say, let's play with some tempo. And LA stiff arm it back. And it's aBeZy who sets the actual tone of the map.
Yeah, that's the experience coming into play right there. Mid-round adjustments on land hit a little bit different. And it was aBeZy early on finding the kills, going on streaks, being in the position to play these trades. And at the very end, Carolina started to scam a little bit. Like, we're forcing gunfights we don't need to force. We're giving up the positionings that we usually love to hold. and then we're sending people out to die by themselves instead of having team pushes. It's just the adjustment's way too good there for the Thieves, and Carolina looked a little nervous in the ending of that game.
Yeah, man, it really is that round 4 or round 5 where you get the first blood if you're Carolina, and then we're still not being able to reset, play our numbers advantage, which we gave them a lot of credit for online. They were doing that flawlessly, but maybe just getting a little bit too far ahead of themselves, setting it into overdrive. Hard to say what it is. You also get a 14-3 performance out of Abizi. That doesn't hurt if you're a Thieves fan. And now a chance to just put this one to bed quickly if you're LA. You're going back to an overload that you dominated on, and the confidence has got to be absolutely booming, especially considering that you still have a Scar hardpoint that Carolina have never played.
Yeah, you're feeling confident as ever because we were always asking the question, why haven't Thieves played Scar? And we saw it last week, 7-0. So you got to be feeling the pressure now if you're ready.
Clean stuff. We'll head back to the desk to see what their thoughts are after 2 between LA and Carolina.
Woo! 3 of us feel good on this desk, I'll tell you that.
Hold on, I still feel great.
All right, Allie, let's start with you, though. Is there anything that you've seen from Carolina that's giving you hope in the second half?
It was when they went up 3-0, and then they lost 6 in a row, and Abizi went on an 11 streak. No, not really.
12 streak, okay. 14-3 he finishes. Let's get into this one, Nameless, as we dive into the Search and Destroy dominance. 3-0 start, as you said, Allie. Actually, kick me off here. What was going well for the Ravens in the first 3 rounds?
They were getting the first picks, and they were just capitalizing on top of the information that LA Thieves was giving them. They were having great routes. You just saw the pinches coming through. I mean, usually they find a lot of success over on this B site through this smoke, but you go back to that round where Abizi kind of just chows out or just like balls against the wall, and you don't win that opening gunfight. You gave the first blood demon the first blood, and I mean, LA Thieves, at the end of the day, they're a good team. You give them the first blood, they're gonna convert it, and it just feels like from then on, the momentum was all the way in the side for LA.
Yeah, a lot of poise from LA and the way they approach this. Like, they're setting up the long game. You saw early on, they shut down the mid push, taking out Craze, and I think it was round number 4. And then from there, it's like, okay, we're gonna show presence at B, and now you know you can't go mid. So what happens from there? You have so much flexibility. You can get the quick bomb down at B, and like you saw in the round number 9, they did a map spread. So you have to decide, do we want to be aggressive? Carolina decides to be aggressive. Well, Abizi's there on a 12, 9 non-traded. So just well done in the strategic game and the mid-game adjustments.
As good as Carolina was online leading up to this, we knew LA Thieves were the veterans and should be able to handle business. The vets from Kenny and Scrap earned our scuffed play of the game. Let's take a look at this one. Mr. Merck, how do you take over as an AR player?
Oh, I mean, you got to win some rotation gunfights, and then you sort of dominate power positions, and that's what they were doing early. I mean, they were turning kills into multi-kills, and honestly, throughout this game, you felt like, man, if Carolina got going a little bit, they could have won this match.
Yeah.
I mean, you were heavily outslaying if you were Thieves, but you just never allowed Carolina back into that, and that was just due to your individual power, your individual play, right? Whether it was Scrap and Kenny and then Hydra towards the back half of that game. And this is what they wanted to do. They wanted to control the game from the start. They did just that.
And I love to see it. Scrap never changed. The first time I was at a major, he was standing up on a side station talking smack.
Yeah.
Now he's doing it here on the main stage, and that's something that the rest of the team can vibe on. So LA Thieves, everything is in your favor right now. Let's tell the underdog story. What can you do in the second half to bring this back?
Well, I mean, ever since you added Craze, you've been amazing in Scar Overload, right? Obviously, outside of the LA Thieves one, like pre-LA Thieves match, they looked like the team that really figured it out. We were like, man, they're Scar Overload, they're scoring at will. You just go back to that first match versus LA Thieves.
Yeah.
What adjustments do you have to make to get back to sort of that being your home?
Yeah, to me, Exceed's got to play better. On the map 1 in the respawn, like you said, Joe, there's so many opportunities. Like, they were setting themselves up in good spots. A break would come in. You let Abizi or Hydra through, making a massive impact play, and the ARs got out-dueled. And so for Exceed, he's got to bring what he was showing us online here in the back half of the series, and they have a legitimate shot.
3 more maps potentially to go, or we could see LA Thieves closing it out in 3. Let's take a look here at what we have in store for the second half of this matchup. Allie, if you're looking for 2 stars, you might want to look at these 2. Lurks was popping off a 1.29 when they met up online. Hydra today has had the edge.
Listen, I'll tell you what, man, that Lurks in that map number 1 was unbelievable, especially talking about a rookie, and this is his first matchup, and it's versus LA Thieves. What he was doing was extremely impressive, but of course, the big story is Hydra, dropping a 1.6 right now, both in KD overall, and that map number 2. I mean, this is the Paco that we know. This is the ceiling and the type of player that he can be. And if this keeps up, if this is what gets the ball rolling for LA Thieves, this is what puts them back in that conversation of being a terrifying championship caliber team.
Big shout out to Fike, the Hot Hands crew, all of our observers, and of course the people that will be showing Hydra on Overload. It's game 3. We've got our casters ready. Let's send it over to Shift and Study.
Really is refreshing to see Hydra playing at this level. I think there have been moments here for Thieves where, of course, the spotlight's been pulled and maybe even dragged and forced onto the conversation with Kenny, but Hydra has not been necessarily in takeover mode, at least not consistently as we've come to know him, until maybe today, because he's looking like a brand new Hydra on land.
Yeah, I just think it's like the system that changed for Thieves. Before the break, they were terrible. They just had 4 All-Stars basically spawning into an 8 series.
Yeah.
But you put in that time, you get back, you get 3-0'd again, and then you have to put in more time, but finally their system is starting to show what this team is capable of. You got superstars on every single level. They can do it in the ARs, they can do it in the SMGs, but you have the most difficult thing about it sometimes is figuring out how to work with each other and everyone being in opportunities to shine. And right now, they are clicking all cylinders, and you got to be feeling more than confident to close this out in 3, because these guys couldn't even get a point the last time you played this map.
Yeah, no, and I think a lot of that, we just went back and rewatched it. So Carolina got behind the 8 ball, and they just kept making mistakes.
Yep.
And some of it is you have to try to make big plays to get back after a huge deficit, but LA definitely controlled the tempo, and a lot of it was because, again, Abizi's able to flip into this third AR if he needs it. Can we get a better start from Exceed? He's able to open things up for first blood, but Hydra's already creating pressure around the middle of the map and getting so much damage in. Should be an easy flip here for Thieves, and they will find the kills.
They just got to trade Hydra in your spawn. Do not allow him to get lost. So all the map control in favor right now of LA. Now all these angles you need to be ready for on the pinch. Abizi strikes, finds the initial 2. You have them trapped on the spawn. Abizi looking for the 4th. Doesn't matter. Instantly the first score comes in for LA.
We cannot let this happen again if you're Ravens. Getting stuck in this spawn trap, and there we go. A couple of opening kills, plus you're able to win over the plane Heady to allow an opportunity to control field and at least push LA out of your spawn.
And now you have plane control. Looking for kills to go your way before you think about that objective. You have Exceed taking space already. You just don't let the EMP carrier fall, because that's what happened in at least a 3 dead. All 4 dead now off the respawn. Thieves flooding their way through plane, and you got Hydra just waiting for his moment to strike on his pitch.
And he's already through the middle, but Lurks keeps it safe. Pinstripe kill feed has LA still held over towards field side. Carolina, though, not looking to push it out as of yet. Excuse me? Okay, that works. Follow-up from Lurk, still good though, and Hydra's route starting to create some opportunity, and now here comes the play forward. Craze trying to play around back white wall. Does he get a stop? No, not gonna happen. Second score comes through.
Yeah, this is way too fast, man. Ravens need to stop the bleeding. It all starts with finding kills out of your base. Exceed is able to locate 3. So you hit the reset, but now it's about this motel control. Craze trying to find a couple, but his teammates are dropping like 5, so all he needs to do is value his life, but he gets caught, and again, Thieves in another opportunity to score.
Dude, just no space to work with. Why was this map not in the pool for Thieves until recently? They're looking dominant. Craze down low to find 1. Kenny able to get some support and instantly slide it in for a 3rd. We could be talking about halftime in the near future.
Oh yeah, this is already done, because now Ravens have to play a lot quicker than they wanted to. Gunfights haven't been going your way. You're not choosing the right angles, and Hydra is just picking you apart on these routes. Another 4 dead, EMP retrieve. Hydra find a couple more kills. Give me kill number 5, and that is going to be halftime. Yeah, I don't know how these rookies come back from this.
I don't think they do. Hydra is doing whatever he wants. I mean, look at the stunned faces for Carolina right now.
I can't believe it, man.
I mean, could you believe it? I can't believe it. We just saw them on this map, in this matchup, thinking, okay, these are looking good here. They weren't looking this good.
They're just not picking up these lanes, man. You're giving up so much space for the SMGs to get lost. You're OEing through plane, OEing through motel. And your lead blockers are finding kill after kill. And the Ravens consistently off the respawns never have the numbers to hold strong on a setup.
3 overloads! Oh.
Three overload again. Scar has treated them well, but Now you got 5 minutes to try to make something out of nothing if you're Ravens.
And Kenny's sitting there like, I'm just chilling, dude. Just give me the EMP and I'll score. It's fine. And Hyde does a heat check. He's just looking to see what he can get away with. Shut down there for Carolina. And like you said, they need to go quickly here. Maybe a chance kind of showing force towards A and then re-wrapping it to B. A little fake out. Can Hydra stop it? Oh, not quite. Exceed with the first score for Carolina.
Yeah, I respect the play call there from Thieves, though. Just allow the play to come to you. Those gunfights go the opposite way. They instantly get a score and are in a position to potentially rally in, but Ravens do get one on the board pretty early. Now it's about the playing control, and they're clearing out mid-map, so Thieves on the back foot.
Yep, stepping off the gas a little bit, or LA. Trade over the middle of the map. Nero trying to continue forward. Good damage, but can't finish the kill. EMP picked up, but not a lot of opportunity to move it forward here as the Thieves have reclaimed mid and held the line over towards White Wall. Nice shots out of Lurks. Good team shots coming through, and maybe an opportunity starting to brew here with Craze's double.
Yeah, but it's easy working the long route through playing. Does find a kill, and that's all he needs to do to slow down the push. Now it turns into a 3v3. EMP has yet to leave this side of the map. And now kills are going your way, just not the ones that you need. Hydra pops another multi-kill. Craze is also going to fall 4 dead in favor of LA.
Yeah, and that's not great news because now immediately up the middle of the map goes Abizi. EMP flipping back over to B. Hydra will drop. Abizi's one is serviceable to at least keep, again, like you mentioned, the EMP in takeaway mode. And the Ravens are on the hunt.
There's just no need to rush anything if you are LA. EMP in your possession. Just wait for your teammates off the respawn before you decide to go for these fights. But Nero just takes the fight to them. Wins a one-on-one. Craze finds a second. So you have the numbers advantage, but Kenny's still here and waiting. And now the close spawns come in. You got to rotate today.
We'll see if you can find another one. This should be an opportunity to score. Scrap trying to track behind this play. Able to find one. Can't get an angle, though, on the EMP. Doesn't make a difference. Abizi's there for the last second defense. And everything resets once again. Kenny now possessing the EMP, 2:45 on the clock.
Yep, wrap it all the way to Motel if you can. Wins the gunfight with the pistol. Now you can go right up to the middle of the map because that's 3, make it all 4 dead in your favor. Your lead blocker in Abizi on 3 in a row has cleared out all this space, and LA add another one to the board.
Yeah, and that may for sure be nailed to coffin now. 2.5 minutes remaining. Ravens would have to put together an insane spawn trap to just relay the EMP over and over again with the time remaining. They will get Motel control. Thieves trying to surround. And the Ravens are looking for their next wave of gunfights. They find one on a Nero. Follow-up is good. Maybe an opportunity to score, but they don't expect scrap, and that's the EMP down once again.
That's all it takes is that one kill. So now you stall time for Abizi to get back into the mix. He's just keeping them away from the point, but doesn't win the fight. So Carolina quickly put their second on the board. But time is starting to tick, and we're not finding kills in sync. Hydra playing keep away, now just finessing his life.
Yep. Craze able to get one more before dropping deep over towards the LA side of the map. Nero shutting down Hydra from putting together a very congestive spawn trap. Kenny still, though, behind enemy lines. Carolina can't really deal with this. You just have to try to push forward. Minute 30 on the clock, and Exceed's going to try to take a field side for now.
Yeah, you just need some lead blockers. Someone off the respawn, go in front of me. Well, we have Lurks working on the opposite side of the map. You find one kill through the middle. So you put yourself in a position to potentially add another one to the tally, but the AR's holding their power spots. Go trade for trade, and the push gets shut down.
Yep, and Craze will drop, and that will likely do it. Minute 13 on the clock. LA holding on to the EMP. And this is inspiring Call of Duty out of LA. The way that they were able to just keep control of map 1, even though Carolina were fighting in the second rotation. The way they're able to get 6 rounds in a row after being down to the opening 3 on the search, and again putting on the absolute masterclass on Scar Overload. 6-2 to score, and it's just victory lap scenarios now for LA.
Yeah, Ravens need to score 4 points in the next 40 seconds, and I don't even know if they're going to have an opportunity to do so because the Beast is just camping his corners and finds another multi-kill. So that is going to be a 3-0 in favor of the Thieves. Land hits a little bit different versus some rookies. Ravens look like a completely different team, and the super team came to play today.
Yeah, I'll say. Could not quite keep the tempo up if you're the Carolina Royal Ravens. They'll have a chance to kind of reset, talk about it, and get ready to go for tomorrow. One last consolatory score will get us to a more respectable scoreline. Nero's 5 spree also kind of helping out with his tally overall, but that was as dominant as we've seen the Thieves to this point in the season. everything clicking. Hydra showing up on superstar level, Kenny consistent, and Abizi making it, I would say, an argument for early MVP considerations. He looked unbelievable.
MVP out of Abizi just literally does everything. Ashworth's going to let me know about it in the green room how that series went. But the super team came to play today. In firm control from start to finish. You do the fundamental part correctly on map 1. They make the adjustments and win 6 in a row on the S&D. And then if it ain't broke, don't fix it. They come out and have early success on that Scar overload. Forced the Ravens to play a lot quicker. And they just could not get anything going at the right time. Thieves run over them.
Yep. Wow. That's a statement win right there. And I think it kind of resets the balance of some of the questions that we had in the power rankings.
It lands a little different, you know?
It resets the conversation, to be sure. But nothing but smiles for the LA Thieves, and rightfully so. You come out and you shut down a team that has been red hot, and now you set yourself up for, again, a side of the bracket that you're looking at like, okay, we get through one more, we're cruising to a winner's finals, and who knows after that point, man. But if you see this type of Thieves all weekend, they look like a major Sunday contender.
Oh yeah, what's their next matchup? I'm pretty sure they play Gentlemen, so a little bit of revenge is going to play a part in that series. It's going to be good when we get there on Saturday. But for now, Thieves, the better team on the day, dominate the Ravens, and the Ravens are not flying.